Hi everyone, it's Helen Griffin here and thank you for joining me today. So today is a highly requested video. I get asked all of the time how I print out and cut out my Nitwit collections, elements and papers and everything. So today I'm showing you exactly how I do that on my computer. So in a moment we'll be whizzing over to my computer and I'll be showing you how I add these to a Word document, how I resize them, how I arrange them and everything, and then I'll also be showing you afterwards how I cut them out on my Brother scan and cut machine. So you can actually do it by hand. It can take quite a while to do that by hand if you've got loads to do it. And I will be doing another video on how I use my Cricut as well, because I have a Cricut as well. But Nitwit Collections on their YouTube channel, they also have a tutorial on how to use the Cricut. So if you want to watch that straight away, I'll leave the link down below and that will take you straight to there. So in a moment we'll be popping over to my computer, but there is one other thing I want to show you. It's a sneak peek of one of the next videos that's up and coming, because it's using the same collection and I'll be using these in it. So I've used this collection here to make a traveller's notebook. So this is a faux leather type, so it's very durable. I just love how it's turned out, and it's got a lovely sheen to it as well. I'll open that up, and I just love all the papers. So I can't remember the name of this collection. I will put it here, and all the links for the digital downloads and all of the products that I've used today will be down below, and there'll also be a corresponding blog post for this as well. The link for that will be down below as well, along with this video, so everything's there in the same place. So right, let's get on with showing you how to do it. Okay, so I've got my Word document open and I'm just starting off by adjusting the margins. So you can adjust those by using those grey lines that go across those numbers. So I don't have my icon activated on this recording. That was my own error, so I will make sure that's there for next time. So to add the picture, I'm going to insert and then add picture. And then I'm just scrolling through all of the pictures from the collection, and they're all in JPEG and PNG format, so you can just add them to a Word document and it will work. So I've just added my picture, and I'm just choosing my next one now, and then I'll be showing you how they can be resized as well. So I'll be showing you everything there. So I'm going to start resizing now. So you just click on the image, and then using one of the little squares on one of the corners, you can move it up and down and make it smaller or larger. So here I am just resizing everything. So I keep going back into insert picture again. You can also hold the control button down and just press each JPEG or PNG file, just to select as many as you want, and that's another quick and easy way of adding multiple pictures. But just to beware that they will be added to your Word document all at full size, so it will probably take about 10 pages, and then you have to resize all of them to make them fit onto the A4 that you want the size to be. So I like to just do it individually. It does take a little bit more time, but you do save time with resizing everything as well. So that's just the way I like to do it. So here I am just browsing and seeing which ones I fancy having to be printed out. So I've gone for this bird here. I absolutely love this one. So again, I'm still resizing, using the corner just to move it up and down. So sometimes for me this is the hardest part, is actually choosing which images to go for, because I can't really go for every single one. In the ideal world where I have limitless amount of time, I would just literally just have every single picture, but I'm just being very selective on what I choose here. Okay, so I do also use the keyboard for moving stuff around, so I'll use the enter key just to move it down, and I'll also use a space button as well, space bar, just to move everything along, because I don't want everything too close to the edge there, because I'll be using my scan and cut machine, so I don't want anything kind of cut off the edge. So I have space for one more little element there, so I'm just choosing what would fit. If I go for anything tall, it will go on to the next page, so I need something quite similar to the butterfly, so I've gone for another butterfly. And so I'm going to move my cursor using the arrow keys just to move my cursor just to the middle of those two, and then I'm pressing the space bar just to give a little bit of distance. Okay, so I'm just finishing off here, so I've added some nice like tags. So I'm just getting everything now in the right place, not too close to the edges. What I should have done was giving myself a little bit more margin at the top there, but I was just concentrating on the sides. So just making sure. Another thing, if you actually highlight everything and then press something on your keyboard, it will disappear, it will delete it. So make sure that it's not highlighted when you're actually pressing like enter or anything like that. So I'm just resizing these lovely feathers here. Moving them along. Okay, so I'm just doing my final checks before I hit print. Okay, so I'm going file, print, and then I like to go into properties and just change all the sizes. So I'm printing in A4 and I'm using some premium presentation paper from Epson, and I'd like the high quality, so just double checking all of those settings. I press OK. So I probably left this on a bit too long there, so I pressed OK. So I was just turning my printer on. So everything's popped up, and I have an EcoTank. So I do have this check your ink regularly. I can see it right next to me, and I still have loads of ink left. So it's all visible in the tanks on what's left. So here we are. So this is the Epson heavyweight matte paper that I use. I absolutely love this card. It fits in beautifully, it prints really well, and I think they also do a double-sided version as well. So yeah, my printer's a bit dusty, but you can see it's all coming out really nicely. Okay, so I've tried to angle the camera as best I can. So this is my brother's scan and cut. It's a CM300, so it's one of the older machines, but it works perfectly for my needs. So let's turn it on and load it up, and I'll try and zoom into the screen so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to press OK. I'm just going to make a little noise. So let's push this down slightly, and then let's grab what we're going to be cutting out today. So this is one of 3 sheets, so here are the other 2. I'm not too sure how it's going to perform for this section here. As you can see, the circle is kind of eaten away, so I'm going to see how that one goes. Otherwise I'll print it out again and I'll cut that one out by hand. So we need to mount this onto our little, well not little, but our big cutting mat. So I always keep the protective cover on there, and also this is sort of losing its sticky very slightly, so I'm just going to grab just something to keep it in place. I'm only going to add a little few dots there, and you can also use a spray adhesive as well, one of those repositionable spray adhesives, and that should keep it in place. So I'm just going to do it this way for the time being. That's all stuck down. Okay, so I'm also going to have to turn this machine around in order to get this. Just feed the wire out, because I need space at the back here, because it's going to feed through and then right back out again, so because it's going to scan the whole lot. So I would like to scan, and I would like to direct cut. So I'm hoping you can see this. Let's see if we can move this down. There we go, that's a better view. And I've also got a little pen thing. Came with some accessories, so I've got a little pointy tool here, so I'm going to use that. Okay, so let's pop our mats in. So I'm going to have to zoom out again so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, I'm going to press this button here. Okay, so I'm going to press this button here, this green light here, and that's going to feed it through. I'm also going to put my hand round here as well, just to make sure it doesn't hit anything, because I do have some bits and bobs here. So I'm going to curve it up very slightly, and it's going to come back. Okay, so here we are. It's going to think about it now. That happened a little faster than I expected. So I'm going to frame the image. This is why this pointy tool is really, really handy. I may lose some of the top flower here because I did print this without, I should have had a larger margin here. Just do your best to resize it. I may lose some of this wing as well. Actually, no, we'll take it off to the edge there. Take your time with this. Okay, I think that's the best I'm going to get. Press OK. And this is where it just takes a little bit of time just to process that. Right, so that's all processed. So here it has all of the outlines here. And I'm going to just press OK for this one. And then here, this is where I'm going to choose a white border around the cutting. You can just leave it at 0 and it will cut out the image without any borders. But because here, let's move this down, because here we have some very thin lines here. This bit won't get cut out, but along here we have some very thin lines. So I would like to have a little bit of a white border. So I'm going to choose 1mm, click OK, click OK, and it's going to think about it again, hopefully for not as long this time. There we go. And now I would like to cut. Right, so that's processed, and this is the button here that we press to get it started. So let's just get this camera in a good angle there so you can see it being cut out. So I'm just going to press that button. Okay, it's done. So it says here, finished cutting. I'm just going to click OK. And then I'm going to press this one here, and that's going to take the mat out. So let's zoom out again. give me a warning there. Okay, there we go, it's all out. So all I've got to do now is take those off. So I'm just going to turn this off for the time being. Pop this aside. So let's move this here. Okay, so it's not a perfect cut because we did have some delicate areas here. Okay, and it also treated the flowers on here as individuals, so they look alright actually, it's not too bad. Right, so now we can take these off. I've also got a little tool that came with it, just to scrape them off, just like so. You can use a tool like this, or you can actually bend the actual mat, so you're keeping your paper flat, and then you actually bend the mat to get everything off. But I can see here, this is where I put my adhesive, so I'm going to just be extra careful just to get that off. There we go. So there's one of our flowers. So I really love how that's turned out. Most of these are okay. Okay, so we have lost two of the flowers on the top there, but that's fine. They're still cut out, so I can always reattach them if I use those. Right, so I'm just going to take all of these off, and then that's the end of the video. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. That's exactly how I print off and cut out my Nitwit collection digital elements. That's not too bad either. You couldn't tell that there was a few things missing there. Get these ones off. So yeah, give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it informative and useful, and I really hope that you will give this a go. And that's exactly how I do it. It's actually quite easy. It's even easier if you just trim it all out by hand and use a pair of scissors as well. And in my next video, I'll be showing you how I cut these out on my Cricut as well, because I do have a Cricut, so I'll be doing a tutorial on how to do that as well. So thank you for joining me today. Put these back there, and I'll see you next time.